I am camped out at Cooper Lodge. There's my tent in the center of the screen there on a tent platform. Down over here is the lodge shelter. You can see the kind of green metal roof there through the trees. Really bad shape. Really bad shape shelter. It's been vandalized. Not really viable. But here is the privy. And because it's the Cooper Lodge, they call this the Cooper Pooper. So here's Cooper Lodge. And the door is clasped. But it is not really conducive to staying in. I mean, you could if you were desperate, but there's some trash in here or something, and it's just been messed up by vandals. All the windows are broken out. All these windows, a lot of graffiti, just kind of bad shape. There's a big crack in the rock on that side. There is a logbook though, which I will sign before I go, but the roof leaks. Just not the greatest place to stay unless it's really bad weather and you're desperate. Good morning, campers. And I'm leaving Cooper's Lodge shelter. It's very foggy still, spooky, very quiet, no wind. It's very still if I just stand here. So except for a couple birds, dead quiet, no squirrels or chipmunks rustling through the leaves. It's very kind of surreal up here and chilly, cold. I forget how high up I am right now. I want to say I'm 3,500, 4,000 feet, somewhere in that range. It could be, I could be wrong. I don't remember, but it was a big climb. So headed back down. Got about 9.5 miles today to get to the road crossing where I walk to the motel, which is another half mile. So a 10-mile day, basically. There's a deli right near there, and the post office is right near there. And I have 2 packages to pick up. So my plan is, because the post office is closed from 11 to 12 for their lunch, I probably won't be down there till about noon. It's 7:30 or so right now. So that gives me 5 hours to go 10 miles, and it's mostly downhill or flat. So my plan is get down there, go get a sandwich maybe at the deli, have lunch, go get my packages at the post office, go check into the motel. Hopefully they'll let me check in a little early. I'll have a room available. Shower up, go through my resupply box, kind of figure out what do I have and what am I going to need to buy. I'll probably not resupply today. I just don't want to try to do that and do my laundry because the motel doesn't have a laundry facility, which sucks. It means I have to go somewhere to do laundry. So I'm going to ask them for their advice on that, the best place to go. There's another hostel down the road that has coin-operated laundry, but I don't want to go down there if it's a Friday. Other hikers are going to need to use the sorry, I'm at an intersection here with a bunch of signs. There's a sign there, there's a sign there. Make sure I'm going the right way. Okay. So I may go to a place called Jack's, which has a restaurant and a bar, and they have games, like video games and stuff, I guess. And pinball and that kind of stuff. And there's a laundromat downstairs, and you do your laundry, then you go up and you can eat and drink and play while your laundry's being done. But that requires either a bus ride or an Uber ride to get to Jack's. And then when I resupply, that's another bus ride or Uber ride. So I'll have to talk to the guy at the motel and get his advice on the best way to get to where I need to go. I don't want to sit around waiting for a bus forever. If I go to Jack's, tonight will be my birthday celebration, even though my birthday's tomorrow. I'll, have something fun to eat and drink and get my laundry done while I'm there, and maybe play a few games and just have some fun. And then tomorrow, Saturday, my actual birthday, go out to Walmart or wherever, grocery store somewhere, get my resupplies, get back to the motel, pack up my stuff, my food, figure out my plan between here and oh, there goes my GPS message to my wife. Figure out my plan between Killington and the Whites. And I'll probably take another 0 when I get to the Whites to do my final kind of regrouping, because the Whites are generally considered the most difficult section of the AT, both physically, logistically, planning out how to do the Whites. Do you slack pack some of them? If so, which direction do you slack pack? What do you need to bring with you? Are you camping? You can't slack pack the whole Whites. Not very easily and not very cheaply, I guess, because it's difficult to get cars in there to drop you off and pick you up at certain points. So I've just got to talk to other hikers and the people at the hostel and say, what's my best option here? How should I go about this? So we'll see what they say. I like how you can just be hiking through the woods and suddenly there's just this big chunk of marble. Some of the marble I've seen has been really nice. And you're thinking, wow, that would make a great bathroom vanity. Look like giant snowballs. Big white boulders on the sides of the trail. Here and there. That seems to be suggesting I'm at the 1,700 mile mark. Less than 500 miles to Katahdin. Right now, I gotta keep moving. I saw this tree hovering. I'm like, what? And I look up, there's a couple of widowmakers hanging from that tree. Yikes. I can come over this way. I don't know if you can see them that well. There's one right there. And this big one right here. Oh boy. I wonder what makes a tree grow like that. I wonder if the top broke off and there was a branch on the side. And the branch on the side just became the new trunk. That's nice. There's a little shelf there for some moss to grow. Here's another one. Branch is coming off sideways. The trunk kind of takes a left turn, then goes up. And again, little shelf for the moss to grow. It's so weird. Churchill Scott shelter, as you can see. Stopped here for my snack break on my way into Killington. It's kind of a dark shelter with no picnic table. 20 years old, looks, decent shape. Not real big, no lofts, no bunks. Got a metal roof though. Looks to be in decent shape. Probably sleep 5, 6 would be tight. I would say I wouldn't want to push it past 5 in here. You could put a couple people on the floor though, down along over here and over here. Time for a break. Well, I'm leaving the Churchill Scott shelter after having my snack break, and the register didn't have a working pen in it. It had 3 mechanical pencils. None of them had any lead in it. Couldn't find a pen anywhere. I don't know how the other people were signing the register. Somebody must have lost the pen, or the pen broke, or somebody took it with them. I don't know. But note to self, carry a little pen with you, because there's not always a pen in these lodge or these shelters, or sometimes the pen doesn't work that well. So I should pick up a little pen when I'm in town. Yikes! A veterinarian has dequilled many porcupines. That cannot be fun. But we are now, as you can hear, coming to road crossing, Route 4, beautiful brook, cascading down Now here's a kiosk, and of course the road is just less than 100 yards ahead. Well, it's 12 o'clock. I have about 2.5 miles, maybe closer to 2 miles, to Vermont 100, which is the road crossing. I'm going to go down to go to that deli, get myself a sub for lunch. Then the post office is right next door, get my packages. And then the motel is right next door to that. Check in to my room. I just passed the junction where the Long Trail and the Appalachian Trail split off from each other. So you want to be looking for that, because the Long Trail also has white blazes. So you get to this intersection, there's a sign. Make sure you read the sign and you know which trail with the white blazes you're going down. It's signed pretty well. Even after you start going down that trail, there's another sign down the trail that confirms you're on the Long Trail or you're on the Appalachian Trail. So just be aware of that. Just because you see a white blaze doesn't mean it's the Appalachian Trail. It could also be the Long Trail. Yep, there's another one of those trees. Took a right angle turn and then kept going. It's the weirdest thing. I'm exactly 1 mile from the road crossing, and the sun keeps peeking out and making it steamy. It's supposed to get into the 80s this weekend. I don't know how warm it's going to get today. Probably at least mid, maybe upper 70s, based on how it feels right now. So it's a little steamy. I got my long pants on. Probably should have taken my pant legs off. But I've only got a mile to go, then a half-mile road walk to the deli and the post office and the motel. So it's been a little bit, rocky and rooty and twisty and turny and technical. It just slows you down. I can't maintain a 2-mile-an-hour pace over stuff like that, not without going a little too fast and risking injury, which I don't want to do, obviously. So, about a 1.8 mile an hour pace on some of this stuff. All right, it's a steep down here, so I'm gonna stop shooting. I don't know if you can see. That's straight ahead when that's going downhill.